Welcome to Now You Know BC. I'm Bob Kronbauer, also known as BC Bob, and on this show, I introduce you to interesting people, places to go, things to see, things that have happened in our past. You'll hear our collective stories. This week, I'm talking about things that have fallen out of the sky here. Planes, fake UFOs, pamphlets, meteorites, acorns, and even a wayward nuclear bomb from the United States that's still missing. Or is it? Did you know that there's a 10,000-pound nuclear bomb that was lost by the US military in BC that's never been found? It's true. It happened in 1950 when a military plane was flying over northern BC and caught fire. It was actually the first of many nuclear bombs that they lost. Bomber 075 was on its way to Texas from Alaska with a Mark V nuclear bomb on board. But the plane caught fire and the crew ended up having to evacuate. Before they evacuated, they dumped the nuclear bomb into the Inside Passage, the Pacific Ocean, in British Columbia. The bomb was never found, and the plane was only found 4 years later, deep in the mountains. And the wreck is still up there. It's protected by the BC Heritage Act, and it's only accessible by helicopter because it is way out there. Dirk Scepter wrote this very good book about it, which you can find everywhere. It came out in 2012. Now, another plane that was lost in BC and was eventually found crashed out in the Fraser Valley, and it resulted in the death of 62 people, including 5 pro football players who had just played in an all-star game at Empire Stadium in Vancouver. Their remains are still up there on Mount Slessy, as are most of the scattered remnants of the downed plane. It was December of 1956 when a cross-Canada flight from Vancouver to Toronto took off from YVR Airport. Trans-Canada Airlines Flight 8109's first stop was supposed to be Calgary. Not long after they took off, one of the plane's engines caught fire when they were over Manning Park, near Hope. So the pilots asked air traffic control if they could turn around and go back to Vancouver. They got approval to do that, but instead of turning left and doing a loop like they were supposed to do, they turned right, crashing right into Mount Slessy. All 62 people on board died, and since it was winter, they didn't find the remains of the crash until the following May, 5 months later. The remains of the passengers are buried up on the mountain where the debris field is, and a cairn there honors those who lost their lives. The area was designated as an official heritage site by the BC government back in 1995, and a trail has been established that you can hike to go and visit it. It takes about 6 hours both ways. Now you know.